I declare this inaugural convocation ceremony to be assembled.
Please rise and join Mr. Nicola Budemer in singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the inaugural ceremony of Dr. Ronald M. Berkman as the 6th President of Cleveland State University. I am Dr. Njeri Nuru-Home, Vice President for Institutional Diversity, and the ceremony presider for this inauguration convocation ceremony. Before we begin, please turn off your cell phone and other electronic devices that may create sound. Thank you. Please welcome the Reverend Dr. Marvin McMickle to the podium where he will present the invocation.
Shall we pray? O God, from both Moses and Jesus, we have been told to love you with heart, soul, strength, and mind. You have asked us to bring you our whole selves and offer all of ourselves in your service. Today we gather as a community that is dedicated to that end. The training of heart, soul, strength of the body, and clarity of the mind. Through instruction in philosophy and science, through law and literature, through engineering and economics, we train students of all ages and from all ethnic backgrounds to use their heart, soul, strength, and mind. In classrooms, libraries, laboratories, athletic centers, playing fields, concert halls, and faculty offices, we train students to use their heart, soul, strength, and mind. Through teachers who constitute a community of scholars and the staff that undergirds all of our work, as well as through our generous donors and funders and our committed trustees, we labor together to train, prepare, equip, and motivate students to go into a world badly in need of people who will bring with them into their labor their heart, soul, strength, and mind. To oversee all of this work, we gather today to inaugurate the 6th president of Cleveland State University, Dr. Ronald Berkman. We welcome him and his family into our community. We welcome him into this community of scholars and students. We welcome him into the city of Cleveland, in which this university is situated. May his leadership be a blessing as much in the city as it is on the campus. We welcome him into the ongoing struggle for justice and equal opportunity, and pray that he will see and help all of us to see what great work a university can do in advancing those ends. May Ronald Berkman's leadership be transformational and visionary. May he challenge this institution to become better than it is today. May he challenge each one of us to become better at what we do for this university than we are today. May he encourage us toward more inclusion in the ranks of our faculty, staff, and students. May he refresh our understanding that the role of a great university is the pursuit of knowledge, the free exchange of ideas, and the joyful acceptance of diversity, difference, and debate. May he keep us focused on preserving the very best of our past while charting a course into the future that will offer us both new opportunities and new challenges. Grant to Ronald Berkman a heart that is open to the concerns of all sectors and segments of this university and the broader Cleveland community. Grant him a soul that is anchored in core values and convictions that will undergird and sustain him when conflicts rise around him and when criticisms rise against him. Grant him a body strong enough to withstand the rigors and responsibilities that go with being a university president. And grant him a mind to understand what Abraham Lincoln meant when he said, "We must never confuse as progress things that are only change, or confuse as wisdom things that are only knowledge." We remember today all the men and women who served this university in the past as its president. They look on today as a great cloud of witnesses. But on this day, a national search has ended. The baton is being passed. A new leader has been found and is now being installed. And so, Ronald Berkman, in the words of an ancient priest named Aaron, I offer you this blessing. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.
It is my honor to introduce to you the distinguished members of the Platform Party. I ask that Platform Party members please rise and remain standing when your name is called. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Janet Pitchford, Student Representative to the Board of Trustees. Heidi Vielhaber, Student Representative to the Board of Trustees. Mohammed Faraj, President, Student Government Association. Carol Zulia, Chairperson, Management and Administrative Staff Association. Anthony Bacall, President, Alumni Association. Richard Barone, Chairman, Cleveland State University Foundation. Diane Scaravelli, former member, Board of Trustees. Dr. Trevor O. Jones, former chair and member of the Board of Trustees and honorary degree recipient. Dr. Timothy J. Cosgrove, former chair of the Board of Trustees, honorary degree recipient, and CSU alum. Dr. Claire A. Van Emerson, President Emerita of Cleveland State University. Dr. Crystal Wayman, faculty representative to the Board of Trustees. Dr. Jerzy Sawicki, faculty representative to the Board of Trustees, president of the Faculty Senate, and honorary marshal. Ronald Weinberg, chairperson, Board of Trustees. Robert Rawson Jr., vice chairperson, Board of Trustees. Stephanie McHenry, treasurer, Board of Trustees. Thomas Adler, Board of Trustees. Sally Florkowitz, Board of Trustees. Morton Levin, Board of Trustees. Reverend Dr. Marvin McMickle, Board of Trustees. Dan T. Moore III, Board of Trustees. Ernest Wilkerson Jr., Board of Trustees. Dr. Mary Jane Saunders, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Mark Rosenberg, President of Florida International University. Dr. Modesto Madik, President Emeritus of Florida International University. Dr. W. Ann Reynolds, former Chancellor of the City University of New York System and the California State University System. Chancellor Eric Fingerhut, representing the state of Ohio. Mrs. Patsy Bilbao Berkman. Dr. Ronald Berkman, President. You may be seated. It is my distinct honor to present to you the man who now leads Cleveland State University as chair of its Board of Trustees, Mr. Ronald Weinberg.
Thank you, Jerry, for the kind introduction. As I look around the audience, I see many faces of those who are a part of and who care about Cleveland State. My fellow trustees, staff members, deans, faculty members, members of the administration, alumni, foundation board members, students, and civic leaders of our region. Welcome to all of you to a seminal event in the life of Cleveland State University. I also note that we have two former chairs of the Board of Trustees of Cleveland State in the audience today that I would like to recognize. Would Monty Ahuja and Henry Goodman please stand? And if we could recognize them. In one of the most recognized quotes of our times, it was John Kennedy who said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." As I prepared for this ceremony, I thought about that quote. It is infrequently that a university inaugurates a new president. At CSU, we have only had 5 in the entire life of the university. It's a time of new beginnings, new ideas, built right on top of the old. I recall on several occasions in discussions with Dr. Berkman before he accepted the position, when he talked about wanting to be a transformational president, not to fix a broken campus, not to save a distressed institution, but to lead a university with a trajectory already pointed upward and aim it more directly at the stars. Those thoughts struck a beautiful chord with all of us, the trustees, the search committee, and I'm sure with all of you who have had the opportunity to learn of some of the plans and dreams ahead for CSU. So it is in that spirit that we welcome Dr. Ron Berkman today. And you're going to hear on this stage voices from across the ranks of our university doing just that. welcoming Dr. Berkman to our university, to our community, and to our future. But now back to John F. Kennedy. As Ron Berkman takes the reins of leadership of Cleveland State, it isn't enough to welcome him and cheer him on. There are big ideas floating around about how CSU can offer educational opportunities to young, and not necessarily so young, members of our community. How CSU can accelerate economic development of the region. How CSU can bring research dollars into our state. And finally, how a vibrant university can add richness and texture to our lives and to our region. Well, let's don't just cheer him on. Let's be on the playing field with him, asking what we can do for Cleveland State. And let me clarify one thing. This isn't just a call for contributions. Financial support is important, and a lot more will be said about that in the coming months and years. But what I'm advancing is a broader idea. I received an email from a woman the other day who runs a nonprofit organization in the city, asking if she can explore ways for her organization to collaborate with Cleveland State. And in another overture this week, I received an email from a Cleveland business owner expressing interest in the discussions about CSU football and wanting to know if he can help. We're embarking on an era of community service, sometimes referred to as the Commons, as never before. And that evokes the idea expressed by John Kennedy. So I say in closing, as Cleveland State University defines itself to be an engine of progress in the region, and I can assure you it will be, prepare to participate and paraphrase for yourself the timeless words of John F. Kennedy. Thank you.
Joining us today are delegate representatives from colleges and universities in the states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, New York, Pennsylvania, and Florida. I would ask them to stand and be recognized. Please be seated. Also in our audience today are members of the Ohio General Assembly, including Representative Robin Belcher, Representative Matt Dolan, Senator Dale Miller, Senator Shirley Smith, Senator Nina Turner, as well as individuals representing United States Senator Sherrod Brown, Congresswoman Marcia Fudge, Congressman Dennis Kucinich, Congresswoman Betty Sutton, and Secretary of State Jennifer Bruner. Also joining us today is Cleveland's Mayor, Frank G. Jackson, President of City Council, Martin Sweeney, and Miss Amy Budish, wife of Speaker Armin Budish. Will you please stand and be recognized? On behalf of Cleveland State University community, we are honored to have all of you with us today. We have a number of special guests bringing salutations today. The salutations will be given in the order listed in your program. I have the honor of introducing the first speaker, Mohammed Faraj, President of the CSU Student Government Association, representing the student body.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my privilege, my pleasure, and my honor to officially congratulate and welcome Dr. Ronald M. Berkman on behalf of myself and the entire student body of Cleveland State University. We are looking forward to working with you, and I am proud to represent the voice of the students, all 16,000 of them. Things at the university may seem a bit blurry right now with many changes occurring. As Cleveland would have it, Seems we're in the middle of a never-ending construction with building new dorms, parking lots, yes, parking lots, and buildings like the nearly completed education building that we will soon be moving into our new UC building, and we are constantly working towards a greener, more sustainable campus. That's right, CSU is going green. My point is that things here at CSU seem to be in a constant state of flux and growth, which is remarkable considering the recent economic conditions. The vision that President Berkman brings to this university will only help to put all this change into perspective and is a clear sign that everything is coming together. That's big. And I know I speak for many when I say that we are excited, to say the very least. I take pride in CSU, and with every goal that we achieve and every milestone that we pass, you better believe that I take pride in that. And I am proud to be a part of Cleveland State history today as we welcome the 6th president of the university, Dr. Berkman, and his lovely wife, Patsy, to not only the CSU family, but to the city of Cleveland as well. With that said, on a more personal note, I wanted to respond to something that Dr. Berkman said recently during one of our faculty senate meetings. He said, and don't quote me on this, he said, "It seems that people in Cleveland don't get sick of weather jokes, or winter jokes for that matter." Well, Mr. President, in my response to that, we weren't joking. Not even a little bit. We are quite serious when it comes to Cleveland winters, and which is something you'll see in a couple months or weeks. But all in all, I am certain that you, Mr. President, Ms. Berkman, and the rest of your lovely family, that you will soon realize something that we Clevelanders already know and take pride in, and that is Cleveland truly rocks. Thank you, and again, congratulations.
Representing the faculty, Dr. Jerzy Sawicki, President of the Faculty Senate.
Greetings from the faculty of the Cleveland State University. As the representative of nearly 600 faculty members at CSU, I would like to warmly welcome Dr. Ronald M. Berkman as the university's 6th president. We enthusiastically embrace our new relationship with Dr. Berkman and eagerly anticipate our joint efforts to take the university to new heights of achievement. The selection of Dr. Berkman as the 6th president has fulfilled our greatest hopes in that he brings to CSU impeccable credentials as a preeminent scholar and an outstanding academic leader. He is uniquely suited to address the continuing needs of our university and the challenges to higher education that are posed by ever-shrinking budgets and increasing constraints on resources. We know the road ahead will not be easy, but we believe Dr. Berkman has the vision, the energy, and the qualities of leadership to ensure the continued success and growth of CSU. As a president of the Faculty Senate, I believe we are well positioned to embark upon this new phase of our continuing journey.